Andrea, the home opener is a success on the scoreboard. The final score is good. But when you dig below it, the real storylines are who's going to be your quarterback from here and in the future, because Bobby Reed, they say, still the starter. It looks like Bobby Reed's injury is not that serious from what early information we're getting. But Bobby Reed did not play that well, and Zach Robinson played pretty well in his 3 quarters.
He did. I mean, the big questions really out of this game, and it kind of almost more questions than answers, not only what's going on with the quarterback, but also what's going on with receivers. Why didn't Des Bryant play at all after playing something like 40 plays last week? He wasn't in there at all. And then also Dentrell Savage, pretty much the featured running back, is banged up. We don't know how bad. They don't comment on injuries. We hear it's a groin. We don't know exactly how bad it is.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been a groin injury for 3 or 4 weeks. It must have got a little worse in Georgia because he had a green jersey on all week. So my guess is he was about 80-90% going to Georgia game, hurt a little worse. They feel like Troy and Texas Tech's more important in this game. Why not set him out and move on?
I guess the question is how much worse he got hurt. I mean, you know, it could be, you know, and Larry Fedora was very clear in the postgame, we did not have him available. It is not that we just chose to sit him out. We did not have him available.
The other good news for the offense, though, is despite not having Reed, despite not having Savage, they only had like 60 yards offense with 4 minutes to go in the first half. They ended up with 480 yards and 42 points. That once they got it going, even if it was Robinson, I'm sure Reed would have had some success too. But the offense that was so great last year, the world's greatest offense, or whatever they call it on the website, had 6 pretty mediocre to bad quarters. The second half and late in the first half, it started going again.
Oh yeah, it was clicking to the point that it was. I mean, it was almost got. I mean, it didn't get disinteresting, but it kind of, you know, they were just going. And they had saw some good things from Kendall Hunter, their freshman.
And this guy named Bowman, that's an all-American guy, just dragging guys all the way down the field.
He's really good, and it turns out that's true.
I mean, he's dragging guys down the field. Hunter jumps over a guy. Toston has the fumble early, which disappointed the coaches, but he showed he shows he's still the capable backup. If they were to get Savage back, and Reed ran the ball better, what little he played for 1 quarter tonight, that he had like 4 carries for 32 yards, the one thing they're wanting him to do. He only had 5 attempts and only made 2 of them.
And he seemed more committed to running the ball, which is, I mean, clearly somebody had spoken to him about that, and he did that, and he did that well.
And the flip side,
the rest of it.
The flip side, the defense did not tackle well. Beckman tells me after the game, something we'll address later in the week. But yeah, when we were at Ohio State, we had no live practices during the season. In other words, last week they had like 50 plays of live tackling against the scout team, 12 one day, 20 another day.
Do you mean he said they didn't tackle well tonight, or they didn't tackle well at Georgia?
Oh, they didn't tackle well at Georgia. I'm saying at Ohio State, they never practiced live tackling during the week of a game.
That's all they did last week.
Because you're worried about getting injuries. And this team cannot afford injuries on defense. But he said we had to fix this thing so much that we had 50 live plays last week in 3 different practices. As a result, we had to fix it. Well, I think they fixed it very well. They had very few missed tackles, a lot of good wrap-ups. They got the team on the board in the first about 11, 12, 15 seconds of the game. Andre Sexton, the receiver from Florida Atlantic, tips it up, helps him out. Donovan and Fountain play a role in it, rushing the pass, hitting the guy. But Sexton's the one, like they always said, make a play. You can even do that on defense. He did that.
Sure. I mean, the defense played very well. And granted, you know, it's apples and oranges because it's Florida Atlantic and Georgia, although I guess Georgia
Right, Florida Atlantic, we got to remind everybody, only scored 11 points against OSU the last 2 years. The defense was the one area of the team that was vastly improved. But I saw Beckman, our last closing statement was, as he was leaving, he's looking at the stat sheet, he goes, 3 yards too much. And I go, what was it? He goes, 203. We said 200 or less. And so even he sets the bar really high. Now's the big one next week. We'll talk to you on podcasts, in the newspaper about Troy.
We'll see you Monday morning.
Yeah, Friday night special. High school style, Troy, big game.